everyone, and welcome back to the 715. I'm your host, Ria Shankar, and today, well, it's a different episode, I would say. I'd like to think it's different. So, this is something I actually want to talk about. I've actually been wanting to talk about it for a very long time. But I want to do it by myself. I don't want to have any guests because this is probably a sensitive topic. It's personal, I would say. As you can tell by the title of this podcast, I'm going to be talking about Indian mentality. That's right. So, we all know that the Southeast Asian community has a very backward minded mentality, and that is a fact. It's not something I'm saying, it is a fact. And that mentality can cause a lot of, well, how do I say? It's just not good. Like the people need to change, people need to progress, and Indians they are just not doing that. There are definitely I'm not saying that all Indians have this mentality, but majority of it do. Indian mentality needs to be changed in order to progress. But first, India, you need to solve your COVID situation to progress anywhere. With me, I have Korean spicy noodles. Jeez, I don't know why my eyes started watering as soon as I saw them. No, I think it's probably the light. Um, so these are Samyang Korean noodles that I'm going to be eating while I talk about Indian mentality. Why am I doing this? Only because I don't feel it is fair for me to shit on my own culture just sitting there. I think I need to have a little bit of pain. Yeah. But honestly, I like eating. I'm sweating already. Wow, nice. I like eating spicy food. I love eating spicy food. That's a Indian stereotype that I just confirmed there right away. On the Scoville scale, so for those of you who don't know what that is, it's a scale that measures spice. So on the Scoville scale, it has about 8,000 Scoville units. That's mad. That's a lot. And these are the two times spicy samyang ramen noodles. They're not the original one. I have eaten this before. I love it. But like I still get the feeling of oh my god, I am dying. I'd like to give everyone a heads up. I will be talking about uh, two sensitive topics. I'll be talking a bit about rape. I'm just giving a little warning there, and I'll be briefly talking about mental health. I'm having the noodles right now. For those listening on Spotify, it may sound like ASMR. Actually, no. I don't think you'd like to hear me obnoxiously chew. But anyways, okay, wow. The first topic I like to talk about is sex education. As a kid, and please keep in mind, I um I know that these mentalities exist only because jeez that was spicy. I know these mentalities exist only because I as a kid I experienced them and I can say that with full confidence. So sex education. Oh my god. As a kid, whenever someone even said the word sex to me, it was I used to always be like, "Oh my god, what did you just say? You cannot say that word." And now that I think about it, I was just like, why? Like, and I see all these, American TV shows and all these kids, so that were my age back then, they just blatantly, with full confidence, just can say the word sex. Honestly, I think until I was about 13, 14, which is old, I didn't like saying that word. Sex education is a very taboo topic in India. It's a very frowned upon topic in India. And I do not know why, but I would love to know why. It's just something that people do not want to talk about. It's not taught in schools, which I think it's a big no. It needs to be taught in schools. In fact, there have actually been so many protests about not teaching sex ed. Like, I saw this picture of this woman actually holding a banner saying say no to sex ed. India is kind of denying the right to education of sex ed. It is a topic, it is something, it's about your human body. Not just that. Even I feel they should educate kids about sexuality and menstruation. Now that homosexuality is legal in India, which is amazing. I mean, I think that's a big uh, step. It's still not talked about. There's a lot of discrimination towards homosexuals, but no, that's another topic. Menstruation, again, uh, I bet all the girls listening right now, when so I studied in a co-ed school. So what that means is I studied with boys in my class. So I bet everyone, whenever they were on their period and they asked their friend like, "Yo, can I have a pad?" They hide it. Why do you need to hide it? I hid it too. Until I kind of realized, bro, why are you hiding it? You're not carrying a fucking bomb. It's a pad. What is it going to do? But I guess if you really think about it and if you ask yourself, oh, why did I hide it? It's probably because you sort of thought that, oh, guys are going to be looking at you holding a pad. Everyone's going to know, oh, she's on her period. And I guess you just didn't like that fact. I didn't like that fact. It's getting spicy, but I think I'm actually handling this pretty well. Only because I'm talking and I'm not thinking about it. So, this really needs to be taught to kids and needs to be taught that sex, sexuality, exploring your sexuality and menstruation is completely normal and it is a very natural process. It's really sad for me to say this, but when men like look at another woman going down the street, and this is so sad like that it's a fact, they're curious, and I guess they don't know what consent means because they've never been taught about it. And when they see someone, when they see a woman or even a man, sorry, even a man, when they see someone walking down the street, they go like, "Oh, I want to have sex with that person." But they force themselves on her or him. But they need to know that's not okay. And this is my opinion. I feel like a lot of rape cases happen because they're curious and they don't know what body parts women have. And I know this is a fact because, of course, they're curious, of course, they're human, and they want to see what's under the clothes. And they do that, and it's not a very humane thing. And this is why India is really unsafe. In fact, I have a friend, and she was thinking of going to India for studying. When she said, "Oh, I might go to India to study," I was like, "Nah, don't do that. Please don't do that." Yeah, I took a big bite of noodles there because I spoke a lot about rape. Okay, let's move on to the next one. I feel like I've been talking about that for a while. The next thing that I will be talking about is this is also something I had this mentality when I was a kid. Whenever a girl and a guy walks together, we always assume that, oh, something's going on between them. Like, bro, they could be cousins. I mean, something could still be going on between them. They could be friends, they could be anything. But at the same time, why is it, whoa, spice burp, sorry. Why is it your concern? When I was in JSS in middle school, like fifth grade, sixth grade, I I used to see like these seniors walk around like guys and girls, and I used to always think that, oh, something is going like on between them. Next mentality I want to talk about is belittling small jobs or even just judging people based on their jobs. So, I've actually noticed this like from my dad. So, we have this like intercom in our building, and we need a card to open the door. But sometimes there are people inside the building and they can open it. And sometimes when there's a guy or a lady that seems like a maid or even a delivery guy. If he opens the door for my dad won't say thank you. Even delivery guys where that come and give the food, I always make it a point to say thank you. My dad never says thank you. But I know if there was a guy that wore a suit, was talking on the phone, and he opened the door for my dad would be like, "Thank you for opening the door." Otherwise, no way in hell. And that is so sad. I feel like it's something that runs in Indian mentality, and I I know that like before, whenever my bus driver used to drop me, I don't think I made it a point to say thank you. They are humans just like us, and we should never treat someone like that. That is not humane. Right, moving on. Mental health. Now there is this whole stigma behind mental health in this, not just in the Indian community, in the South Asian community. And I was reading an article and it said that a survey was taken, and uh, Indian people were asked, what do you think is the cause for mental health? And the top three answers were black magic, uh, being punished from God, or bad parenting. This just shows that mental health is also another topic to be spoken about in schools. Mental health is something I can say with full assurance everybody goes through it. And therapy is also another word that Indians frown upon. If if I know so many friends whose parents they don't want to they don't want to send their child to therapy. That's even worse. I'm not saying that therapy is only for people that have mental illnesses. I feel like everyone needs therapy. Even if you're not going through something, you still need therapy. It's very healthy. It's just you spill your worries to a random stranger, and I love the idea. I love the idea of therapy. What I want to say is that mental health is normal. Everyone certainly goes through something. Now, I also know that mental illness is a stigma because Indian people have another mentality, and I'd like to call this mentality, oof, and I know all all of you would have heard this. It's the log kya kahenge mentality. Now, for those of you who are whitewashed, that basically translates into what will people say? And that just goes back to everything. Oh, I'm depressed. Log kya kahenge? Oh, I'm wearing a crop top out in public. Log kya kahenge? This log kya kahenge mentality is so unhealthy. It prevents you from actually progressing, and that is something we really need to change. But it's very sad that Indians think like this. We do have such bright minds in our country, but yet we have such narrow minded mentalities. It is very hypocritical, I would say. But anyways, I feel like I can go on and on about this topic, but this podcast is called the 715. It can only last between 7 to 15 minutes. So if you stay till the end, thank you so much for listening. I thought I would die more from the spice, but it looks like I'm a survivor. I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye. See ya.